Merchants would buy wool and cotton from shepherds and flax farmers and give it to peasants to spin and weave into cloth. Selling the textiles, the merchants would keep the profit. This system was called the cottage industry, and it was the first industry that the Industrial Revolution terminated. The invention of the spinning mule marked the complete end of the cottage industry, being so cheap and fast compared to them. This textile revolution forced cottage workers to move to the cities to work in textile factories. Factories solved a number of issues faced by merchants. For one, workers could be monitored for good quality work, no theory of materials, and productivity, leading to the ability to meet deadlines. These new factory workers represented a whole new class in society, the working class. Soon after, there was a population boom in England. The production of food increased and epidemics decreased. There was more food available because high-calorie crops were imported from America, England's empire at the time. Also, crop rotation was adopted from the Dutch, leading to less malnutrition and higher food production. Epidemics decreased due to improved general sanitation. Another cause was the enclosure movement. Before this, farmers would cultivate upon common village land that everyone shared. This movement allowed aristocrats to purchase and own property. The prior farmers of that area became displaced and unemployed, their only option then being working in factories or mines. With the sudden flood of people into the cities, the rushed tenements built for them were dim, badly constructed, poorly ventilated, and cramped. 20 families shared one toilet and one water pump. The tenements were generally overcrowded, located near the toxic factories, and this water that they were provided with was often contaminated, leaving them with infectious diseases. The upper class became investing business owners of factories, mines, banks, railroads, and more. They had access to plentiful of food and clothing. Their children were always educated. This class benefited from the Industrial Revolution. And then there was the upper middle class. These people were very close to the upper class, and even intermarriages occurred between the two classes. This class benefited the most from the Industrial Revolution. They were the most successful merchants, tradesmen, and basically businessmen. 1. These people were so wealthy that they bought beach houses for vacations, employed dozens of servants for their homes and children, engaged in leisurely activities like golf just to prove that they had a lot of free time, and purchased the best carriages, stallions, and clothing. The middle class consisted of advanced merchants, tradesmen, and professionals. They worked directly under the orders of the higher classes. Their occupations included lawyers, doctors, factory chiefs, scribes, tutors, architects, engineers, and more. The men in this class left for work, leaving their wives to the household and their children to schools for tutoring. They did live in large, easy homes and felt very much superior to the working class. They saw to it that they did not rise. Unlike the higher classes, they were greatly concerned with gaining wealth. This class benefited from the Industrial Revolution. The working class, as discovered the hard way, was the backbone of the Industrial Revolution. Their constant laboring in factories and mines allowed England's GDP to rise substantially. The working class had absolutely no voice in the government, and there was no government-funded utilities to care for them. However, in post-industrial times, the working class rose because of their relentless protests and strikes. Equal rights, no child labor, and freedom of speech are all examples of laws we live by because of the working class's efforts.
Created using Powtoon.